And we should be live on YouTube, not on Facebook. Facebook is having problems again. So what I have to do right now is get this link and share it on my page so all the others can join us. So please be patient for a minute. Okay, putting the link there and publishing this if I can, and then we will be off. Okay, this should be working now. So let me go back to my beginning. First of all, welcome everybody. It is a little bit of a special meeting for me because normally I would have canceled it. I have a very sick animal, dog here next to me. And once in a while, I'll have to look back to the drip to see if the drip is still working fine. She has acute renal failure. So, and I have slept 2 hours. So normally I would have canceled this meeting, but I have some guests. I have some guests from the United States, from Canada, from Iceland. So I'm going to do whatever I can to make this session go well. And my little girl, she's looking up at me now because I'm talking so loud. Alles is goed. Ik moet gewoon een beetje werken. Goed? Everything is fine. So let's start this meeting. First of all, what's going to happen is I am going to answer some of the questions that I already have received per messenger or per private mail. And after that, I will have my guests come on to answer other of your questions that we have received. And if you have more questions, just share them with us now, and we will be happy to answer them. So the first question I received says, "Hi Eva, I see the program starts next Friday on February 7. I will be away on ski vacation till Tuesday, February 11th. Is it then too late to start?" No, it's not too late to start because this program, you can do it whenever it suits you. So even if you say, I don't have time next week or next month, I maybe could do it in March or April, I still suggest that you enroll right now and that you just go back and do it later at your own pace, how you want to do it. That's all fine by me. Next question, can I do the program together with my daughter? Sure, you can do the program together with your daughter. You have two options. Either you both enroll in the course so you have both the materials to work on if you're not living at the same place, or if you're living at the same place, you can look together through one account then in the group to see the program. So, and it's always good to have a friend or somebody to do the program with, because that's when you're even going to learn more. Next question says, I do not like to read a lot, so I need to know how much is there to read. Well, for this person, I know that. I do love to read, but it's not always that handy to do, or we don't always have time for it. That is also why from every area of the 15 areas of the Equine Assessment Blueprint, I have made a video. And from that video, I've also made an audio file. So you can listen to it, you can look to it, you can read about it. You have all these options. And then, of course, the other part of the course is that you will be doing this yourself with your own hands at home or at the barn or at a friend's place. So don't worry about it. You're not getting a book. We don't have books, except the horse information pack, which is the solutions. But otherwise, to learn about the Equine Assessment Blueprint, I think it's about 15 pages in total over the month. So don't worry about it. Next question is, my question is how to train this when you do not have a horse yet. You maybe have a friend who has a horse, or you could at least at home start to train all the points what you have to do on a wooden horse, or you also get a sheet with pictures of horses where you can train on yourself. And then maybe if you want to do the course because your plan is to buy a horse, well, at that moment you will be able to try it out on that horse and find out more. On the other hand, I had somebody in the past who was interested in working later with horses. So she says, I want to use this, I want to do the course just to prove to the people that I have knowledge on how to find problems. And she says, maybe that way I will have a better chance in getting the job. So that's possible too. Next question is, can I pay for my groom to follow the Equine Assessment Blueprint Program? Yes, you can pay for anybody else to do it in your place. The only thing you will have to do is that when you enroll, you give me the correct name of the person that is going to join, who then will join with his Facebook account into the group. Okay, next question is, hi Eva, I was more interested in doing the certificate course. Do you think I should first follow this program? I personally should think yes. Why is that? Because this Equine Assessment Blueprint is a part of the certificate course. So by doing this shorter program of 1 month, you're already going to see how much you're going to love it and that you will want to continue. And there's another reason why you should do it, but that I'm going to say at the end. That's when the bonuses come. Hold on for that. Okay, next question. I still have the old videos from 1999. Why did you make a new program of it? Well, first of all, the old program that Dr. Brian McLaren had was using Flash Player. And nowadays on Macs, you just can't use that Flash Player to see any of these videos. Again, it's also videos from more than 20 years ago. Now I have joined up with one of my best students in Australia, and we made those, well, I told her what to do and we made those videos together, and she did it then on one of the horses over there. And we are, or at least I am trying to make it now easier than it was. What do I mean with that? Well, in the past, they would show you the video, and that was it. Right now, we first explain it, how to draw all those points, the areas on the skin of the horse. And when you do that correctly, you already see what you need to do, and you can just go over this is such a marker that you can, a chalk marker that you can just, if it rains, or you can rub it off. But I'm trying to make the program a lot easier. Also, with the fact that you're getting the audio files, that you're getting PDF files, that you're getting cheat sheet files, that you get fill in the blank files, so that you can train yourself, and that you have, for me, this way is a lot easier for people to understand it. The other video that also already exists is from 2000. I don't know exactly, but that was one long movie of 45 minutes. And yes, that's a part of the movie that you saw as the examples. But there again, for me, doing it in little steps, one step at a time, it's a lot easier to understand. So every area is one separate file where you will have the audio file, the video file, the PDF file, and so on. And it's just a lot easier. Next question is, how long can we see the program? So the program, if you've looked at the video, at the replay, so the program is in a private Facebook group. I am not making a promise that Facebook is going to exist for the rest of our lives and that groups are going to exist for the rest of our lives, but I will say you the following. I'm sure that for the next year, Facebook will still exist and you will be able to go back into the group and see it again and again. But on the other hand, whatever I'm putting in the units in that group, you can just download it. So you will have it on your computer. Okay? That's it. That's it for the general questions that I have to answer. I did receive a few more questions, but there I also have some people who could answer it. So I'm going to let them in this Zoom. Hold on. So, okay, so this is a gallery view. So here you can see all the different ladies. Hold on, I'm going to that they put their cameras on and they can all be unmuted. Okay, Kathy, just turn your camera for a moment. Then it will be easier for us to see you. I am looking at this. Oh my God. The camera went away.
Sorry about that. It just went flying on me.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I am trying for Teresa to start the video, but maybe she's still driving. So we'll leave Teresa. I'm sure that she will come on as soon as, oh, there she is. Yeah, she's still driving. So as soon as Teresa, just drive safely home and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, good. So ladies, first of all, we have, oh, Kathy has now disappeared.
I have. I'm trying to get back.
Okay, I've just invited you. These things can happen, and certainly when you're going live. Meanwhile, I'm checking my dog. And she's still looking at me in adoration. Oh, my baby. Good. So I have here 3 ladies. We have Kathy. She is from the United States. We have Teresa. She is from Canada. And she just is on her way back from torching or red lighting some horses. And then we also have Merle, and she lives in Iceland. So welcome, ladies. It's always happy to have you here. Now, these 3 ladies are a few of the ladies who have done the Equine Assessment Blueprint, the beta version, in June, July last year. So I thought it would always be interesting to invite them here and also to answer some of your questions. So one of the questions that I have received is the following. There's a lady who says, I do not see my horse every day. Is that a problem? So I think that some of you, Teresa, for example, but it's difficult for her to talk right now, I suppose. Kathy, can you come back here?
I'm trying. I may have to.
There you go. Okay.
I'm back.
Okay.
Between the phones and the computer, some days I want to just like run away.
Yeah. So, Kathy, my first question, or the first question I received was, I do not see my horse every day. Is that a problem? Did you see a horse every day?
I do not. I have a few. I have a couple. I don't see them every day. So and I would work on them every day anyway.
Yeah.
That's not what the protocol is. In fact, just to make this really quick, I had a client the other day who is still having issues with their animal. She wanted me there again yesterday, which was the day after. And I said, no, we have to wait. So I have to go back this afternoon. But yeah, I don't see them every day. Okay.
But to train the Equine Assessment Blueprint, how did you do it? To train all the areas?
I had a big stuffed animal horse, and that's what I used. And I could use the chalk. I could use everything, and it wiped off. It was great.
Yeah. So, and I just saw that Merle is also showing her horse in the air. I think it's, Merle, I really think it's the biggest horse I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's an Icelandic horse.
It's an Icelandic horse, or is even smaller. So yeah, what we use here is for the people, if you can't go to your horse, it's no problem. You just make sure that you have a chalking pen. I don't know, I should have shaken this one longer. And then you just, whatever you had to learn, I don't know if it's gonna work yet. It's a question of, oh yeah, he's gonna work. It's a question of making the marks on it. What you have to learn for each point, where do I have to make the point, or what movement do I have to make? You are going over it and you just do it on the horse. And then in the weekends, when you do see your horse, you can take this one with you and your papers, and you do the same on a bigger horse. So no, you don't have to see your horse every day. You don't even have to have a horse. You can use something in wood. You can already start training yourself on a piece of paper. So it's all possible. I'm going to let Teresa later come on too to answer the same questions. I don't want her to have an accident. The other question that I received is, why did you follow the Equine Assessment Blueprint? We'll start again with Kathy. Kathy, why did you follow that beta course with me?
Oh, it made things so much easier. I have been using photonic therapy since probably 2000, and the booklets and the videos were fine. The videos no longer work in my computer, and you always want a refresher, and you did make it simple. It was easy to understand, and I learned a lot more from that.
That's great. And Merle, for the people who don't know you yet, you are a horse breeder. You have, I think, 90 Icelandic horses. So was that the reason?
No, I just you popped up on my Facebook page when I was watching Facebook, and then you, I was just curious about this, and so I just did it because I am an osteopath, but I'm always I want to learn more. And this was a totally different way to assess the horse. So I thought that would be very interesting. And it was.
Okay. I see here one more question, and that is, what did you learn from it? So what did you learn from doing this course, this program of the Equine Assessment Blueprint? What did you learn from it? How are you using it? Kathy?
I learned that, and from being around horses my entire life, I did learn that when they are sore in one area or reacting, that is really not where the issue was coming from. You're going to dig deeper and you're going to find exactly where the issues are with these animals and be able to correct it a lot quicker than going, and rather than playing a guessing game, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, they're limping here.
Were there things you found out you never thought you would even be able to find?
Correct. Some things were deep-seated, maybe in the lumbosacral area, or, I mean, I had one horse, and it was mine, that kept limping on its left front. And it was nowhere near there. It was in his rear on the right side, along with some issues in that lumbosacral area. And I would have never found it. And I didn't find it, but with this program, I was able to find those things.
Yeah. Isn't it strange?
It is strange because you really think they're limping in that one area, or they're sore, or they're ouchy, or they're short strided in one area, but it's not that area. It's coming from somewhere else in the body. And the only way to find that is to go through your program.
Yeah, absolutely. Merle, what did you learn from it?
Yeah, that it's to the way I learned before to look at a horse. I could find or see where it's limping, where it's hurting, but not where it's coming from. And in your program, we learned how to interpret the sore area where it's coming from in the reel.
Yeah,
that was very good.
Yeah. How many of you have found horses with emotional and mental issues that they didn't even know existed?
Yeah. And you don't see it at the horse that they have it. And no way.
Yeah, if you can imagine the other thing that you learned, for example, to find about the stomach ulcers and stomach aches. If you know that plus 60% of the horses that are in stables have stomach problems, that plus 80% of racehorses, unmedicated racehorses, are having stomach ulcers. How did you, I know, Merle, I know that for sure with you, that recently, really recently, you found a horse like that?
Yeah.
How did you feel when you feel that you have that power to now find out if a horse has stomach ulcers?
Yeah, it's great. And that you have the tool also to give the pain, take the pain away afterwards. That is, I like that very much. That you can do them something good after the assessment.
Yeah. So just to make this clear for those who are here present or who will see the replay, hold on, I can hear myself somewhere. Okay, Kathy, I have muted you for a minute because I can hear myself speaking, but I will unmute you once it's your turn again. And now I've forgotten what I wanted to say. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have slept max 3 hours last night, so I am really tired, and my brain is then not working so well. What I wanted to say is, for those who are looking at the replay or who are here live, the fact is you do not have to have our red lights. You do not have to do photonic therapy. This course is for anybody who loves horses, who has horses, who is working with horses. It's for you to find out what's going on. If you want to buy a horse, it's important to know that he's okay, because a vet is only going to take some x-rays and do some tests to see how it's going, but that's it. With this program, you can find out if he has emotional problems, if he's a panicky horse, and so on. Many times, if you're going to go and look for a new horse, they will have received sedation or whatever, so they're a lot calmer than they otherwise would be. So this course is for anybody, just to find out. Now, it is a fact that in the last module, after you learn the assessment, in the last module or the last lesson of module 3, I will also teach, for those of you who are working with advanced photonic therapy, what you have to do. It's part of it, but this course is not just for people who are doing advanced photonic therapy. Absolutely not. So, Kathy, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
How about you introduce yourself? What are you doing with photonic therapy these days?
Well, I'm Kathy. I live in New Jersey in the United States. I use my torch on horses many, many times, especially competition horses who are sore and tired, and they're not competing as well as they used to be, and they're trying to find out why, and they think, oh, maybe it's a shoe or it's their back, and it's usually not, it's somewhere else. Found a lot of issues with their neck. With competition. Well, you know, they're overbitted sometimes, and there's a lot of pressure on the reins, on the neck, the pole. So that's what I do. I also do dogs, which is where I have to run to after this. And I've used them on cats. I've even done a bird, but I do have the info pack, so I kind of follow them on things I don't do all the time. Basically, that's what I do, but I'm also a massage therapist. So I have learned now to incorporate both the light and the massage to really benefit these animals at the best that I possibly can. Yeah. And it's been working. I've had many testimonials. I saved a dog once, and it was, believe it or not, it wasn't the massage that did it. It was the photonic therapy light that actually cured this one dog. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was supposed to be euthanized, and we saved her. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad, and she's doing great now. I do go every so often just for a tune-up. I call them tune-ups. Yeah. And she's doing great. But and that makes you feel good. You know, when you love animals as much as we all do. Yeah. And you help them to have a better life, pain-free. It is such a wonderful feeling. Yeah, that's true. So you do this professionally every single day? Every day, yes, professionally. I opened a business up back in, the beginning of 2000, I don't know, back in 2000 something, early 2000. So I've been in business for about 15 years, but I've been doing it even before that, more so just on my own animals. So I've had the torch since I think 1999. 1998, somewhere back. The original booklets. Yeah, I have them. I still have. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Kathy. What's your website? It is well, good, my website, www.chasingdreamsat.com.
Okay, thank you. Merla,
Thank you.
coming to you. So what happened to you once you did the Equine Assessment Blueprint?
I got more curious and I started the equine the certificate course with you.
Yeah.
And now I am doing my study cases there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm most with horses. Yeah, we learned a little bit about the dogs and have to do a dog also there, but mostly I'm with the horses. And so I learned, or I am a certificate osteopath before, but I always used photonic therapy on these horses.
Yeah.
Because they love it, the horses. And it is, yeah, they change so much when you're starting using it. If they're a little bit like don't want to be with the people, then after 2 sessions, yeah, they just come to you. They're looking when they're hearing you're coming, and yeah, that gives so much, and that is the best in
Yeah.
it. And then I use it also on myself.
Of course, why not? If you have it.
Yeah.
Where can people find you, Merla? Do you have a website?
No, I don't have a website.
Not yet.
No, I don't know if I will be with a website.
But for your Icelandic horses, I mean, where can people find you if they're interested in Icelandic horses then?
Yeah, I'm in North Iceland. Yeah, we have a website from our breeding farm, and that is, yeah, I don't, djupidalur.com.
Okay, you'll have to put that in the comments. So because I don't even know how to write that.
I will do that.
Yeah.
We're in the north of Iceland, and I'm so lucky. I have our vet with me. She is always calling me or let her patients call me to get a session.
That's
So,
great.
yeah.
That's good. And your Icelandic horses, you bring them over to Germany and everywhere?
Yeah, a lot to Germany.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay, Teresa, I see you didn't make it home, so we are just going to do this in your car.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you were able to listen to it, but the questions were a bit like this. I don't see my horse every day. Is that a problem? How did you do it?
I do not see horses every day either. So I used, I have a stone pony in the backyard, actually made of concrete. I used that one and a stuffed horse. And then I would go do it on a real horse. And surprisingly, practicing on the pretend horses really helped when I got to the real horse.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're repeating it at home. So for those who are listening or looking at the replay here, the fact is I teach you 1 point a day. That's my method. And so on day 1, you just would look at day 1. On day 2, you look at day 2 and you repeat day 1. And that way, by the end of the 15 points, the first 5 or 6 points, you already know them by heart, what you are supposed to do, where the location is, what it means, what the reactions are that you're looking for. So if you can just practice at home and just repeat it with your pages, reading them out loud and designing it on a carton board or on a wooden horse or a concrete horse, yeah, by the time you go to the horse, you've already done it so many times. So And in your case, Teresa, why did you follow this, the Equine Assessment Blueprint? What was your motivation? Oops.
Am I still there? Okay. I am a registered massage therapist, and I wanted to learn more about the assessment technique. That really interested me. But the first thing that caught my attention was the fact that with the McLaren light, there is also help and instruction, and Eva to be able to ask questions to. Here, I had a light years and years and years ago. I don't even know what it was called, but basically they mailed it to you with 4 pages, and it did nothing. And when I started looking for another red light and found this one, that was one of the main things, that there was support for using the light and how to use the light. And then when the equine assessment came along, that was triple bonus for me.
Yeah, because then you can really do it. For those who are looking, I'm going to say just one more time, I'm sorry for me once in a while looking backwards, but I have a very sick dog next to me who's on a drip, and I need to check that it's still dripping, because otherwise I have to move her leg a bit, because if the leg is like this, they're stopping it themselves. Sorry for this, for coming in between your discussion, but I think that some people would think it was rude for me to be looking backwards. So I just wanted to repeat that one more time. So the next question that we had, Teresa, was what did you learn from the Equine Assessment Blueprint? And also what was so special that you never knew that you would even be able to find out?
I liked the fact that you can zero in on where the problem is a lot more quickly. Sometimes the horse will kind of let you know, but 99% of the time when an owner tells me there's a problem, it's never where they think it is. And that is super fantastic. And then you also have a concrete method to be able to explain and tell them, well, it's actually referred pain from another area.
Yeah. And so you also did something special after your Equine Assessment Blueprint program?
Special? Well,
Did you,
you mean?
Did you forget you chose to do the certificate course too?
Oh, yes. Okay. I wasn't sure what you were referring to. Oh, yes. No, the blueprint course, totally after I was finished it, I thought, no, I need to learn more and more in depth how this works. So I wanted to jump right into that.
Yeah, because the special thing for Teresa is she decided to do the certificate course, although she is not working anymore. I mean, she has taken her pension, and still she just wants to know it all. And I think that's incredibly well.
Yeah, I have rescue horses, and 2 of my friends have rescue horses. So there's quite a few of them, but I don't know, 12 or so. And when I started practicing, lo and behold, every one of them had something bothering them, which was not a good thing for them, but it was a good thing for me, because then I could practice the assessment.
Yeah, and find out where the problem was, indeed.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is still from Merle. The fact is, you can do the Equine Assessment Blueprint in 2 ways. Either you do the course or the program in group, and I've explained that all in the replay of the Equine Assessment Blueprint Masterclass. So if you haven't looked at that video yet, make sure you go and have a look of everything that you're going to get. But you also have the second option, and that's the VIP option. And with the VIP option, you are also going to get 3 private meetings with me of half an hour. You will be videoing the assessments that you're making on the horse, and I will go over them with you. But Merle, you chose the VIP option. Why did you do that? And what do you think of it?
Yeah, it was no question for me to do that, because I thought, for me, it's difficult to learn on the computer.
Okay.
And then I thought, when I have the chance to get in touch with you and you can right away tell me what I'm doing wrong or what I could do better, it would be much better for me. And
Yeah.
it was, because I did it in the beginning too much. And yeah, then it was right away corrected, and I could ask questions. It's easier to ask questions when you're talking to people than writing, because my writing in English is worse than
Good.
talking.
It's good. It can be better, but it's good.
Yeah, it got better, but in the beginning, when I started with you, I barely got said a set in a whole setting in
Sentence.
English. So yeah, and then I was so lucky that you're talking German also, and we could do it in German when it got difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for those who are doing the VIP session with me, I speak Dutch because I'm from Belgium. I speak French because I'm from Belgium. I speak English, as you can hear it. I speak German, as I did with Merle, and I also speak Spanish. So if English is not your mother tongue and you speak one of the 4 other languages that I speak, then of course I will do the private sessions with you in language that we both understand and speak well. So that's no problem at all. Good. I am, oh boy. Okay, I'm getting remarks from people on Facebook that it will not load. Well, he says that he's live on YouTube. The best I can do is share that link again. And I will see if there are any more questions. And maybe if there are more questions, I will do another session on next Thursday or something. Now, I want to talk a bit about the bonuses, because I have gone a bit crazy. I've gone a bit crazy last year, but I'm going a bit crazy this year even more. Of course, the price has also gone up a bit. And so what I just wanted to say is that in this year's program of the Equine Assessment Blueprint, you will also get the horse information pack in the printable version. So not all the separate booklets, but in a printable book, let's say this way, that you can download and just have to print out without having to cut out page 1 and 2 and 5 and 6. That's always repeating in every single booklet. So that's going to be included. And you also are going to get a voucher of 50 euros. And that voucher of 50 euros can be used for anybody who was doing the Equine Assessment Blueprint and then wants to continue with the online plus course or the certificate course that will start after the Equine Assessment Blueprint. And then I have one more bonus, but that bonus is only till tomorrow night, till Sunday night, 23 hours, 59 minutes EST time. Or no, I should say Los Angeles time. Everybody in the US needs to get the same hour, so we are sure. I have made, maybe some of you will remember these old charts from Dr. Brian McLaren. They're also from the 90s, some of them. I have made new charts of all the emergency points on horses. So those who will enroll today or tomorrow, before the end of Sunday night, you will get these charts, the new charts, also included. That bonus goes away as of Monday morning. So don't come back on me on Monday and say, hey, I didn't know it. It's now or it's not. Good. To finish this meeting, would all you ladies, I don't know, either tell a story or a fun fact that you had with photonic therapy or with the Equine Assessment Blueprint, so we can end this session on a funny note. Who wants to go first? Well, if nobody says anything, I'm going to say Kathy. Hold on, I'll unmute you. Kathy, you always have fun stories, so.
I do. You know, a lot of people don't understand what this does, what this light does, and how it affects not just animals, but people as well. That I actually have horses that are nervous, want to dance around on the cross ties or in the other handler's hand, because I will not hold and work at the same time. You just can't get around the horse.
Mhm.
And they fall asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure others have seen the same thing. Their head will drop down, the eyes get droopy, the ears go up to the side, and they're half asleep. And
Yeah.
I love it. It shows me that the light works. It makes them feel good. And when you feel good, you've got a better mind.
Mhm.
You work better under saddle. You're more responsive to your rider, and you're more alert, but not that nervous alert. You're just aware of things going on. But I love when they actually doze off.
Mm, absolutely. Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Merle?
Yeah, I have a horse here at home, which was always very difficult to catch. And he was always tense and had a problem. When he was in the paddock, he didn't want to pee, or what is called, yeah.
Yeah, to be with you.
But always when he get out on the grass, then he just started right away. And then I started torturing him. And after a while, I also touched his castration scar that was very ugly. It was cold and very big.
Mhm.
And I did it every day, and also did the standard points every 2 days. And after a week, this horse came to me.
Yeah.
He started to get pee in the stones, or don't have to have the grass.
Yeah.
And the castration scar, it was 2 weeks, then it was warm. And 1/3 smaller than in the beginning.
Mm.
Yeah.
And he totally changed in his behavior.
Yeah. And it's so wonderful to see that horses that you can't catch in the beginning, suddenly they're coming to you and what's going on? Oh no, nothing's going on. You're just having this with you.
Yeah.
So I want to be with you because I know you're going to give me a session. Yeah. Once they know how it feels, they want more. Yeah. You become the magician. You become the magician because you are suddenly the person who will take his pain away. And if you can't take pain away in an animal, you become their god. That's why it's so wonderful. Okay, Teresa, to close this up.
I was going to talk about the horse that's in your ebook, because that was quite amazing. That the horse was very old, had been, well, I noticed that he was dragging both of his back feet, but I didn't realize how bad. And it was just a horse in the pasture. And then the farrier talked to me, and he could not pick up this horse's hind feet at all anymore. He was really struggling. And he knew I did massage, but he asked if I would, he said, could you do something? So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do the assessment on this horse. And where the vet thought the problem might be, the assessment showed different, quite different in the sacroiliac area. So I worked on that every 2 days and did standard and sacroiliac points every 2 days. And after, it took a full 6 weeks, but because he had the problem for, well, they figured 15 years already, I did 2 more weeks. And even now, this is months later, now this horse is still able to pick up his feet, and the farrier is very happy, and so am I.
And I'm sure that the horse is also very, very happy. Because
That horse never went near anybody. He always had his head in the air and rolled eyes, and he sees me now coming and he nickers to me. So yeah.
that's great. Well, ladies, thank you all for having been here with me. And for everybody who is looking at this meeting or at the replay, if you have more questions to me or to them, feel free to write them down, and I will be happy to answer them in the upcoming week. We are starting this. The opening session is on Friday, February the 7th. But if you want to get all those extras of the charts and so on, you have to enroll before tomorrow night. Bye for now. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you.